Hi, my name is Siebe Koopman, and you are listening to the Coffee in the Park with Jennifer and Cam.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Coffee in the Park with Jennifer and Cam. And we are coming to you live from the Wall Coffee Roasters in the heart of
beautiful
downtown Atchison. That's right. So if you hear any noises in the background, coffee machines whirring, people talking, kids, no kids today.
Not yet.
But sometimes, not yet. But yeah, you're right. Sometimes we do have kids. It's because we're live at the coffee shop, Jennifer.
And it is a beautiful sunny day in downtown Atchison.
Summer sunny day in beautiful downtown Atchison.
But let's talk about that weekend.
Oh, we had a weekend, all right. We had Alberta weather all over the map. You had a baseball tournament.
Well, yes.
That went kind of crazy.
It did go a little crazy.
Yes. Didn't go well.
Well, we were hosting teams all weekend. We had high hopes. But on Friday evening, and you had this in Edmonton too.
Massive downpour. Like immediate massive downpour.
Storm.
Like somebody turned the faucet on.
6 o'clock at night.
It was unbelievable.
Manholes were exploding with water. Places were flooded.
That's right.
Yes.
West Edmonton Mall was flooding. Did you know that?
No.
It was shooting right out up on the floor.
I didn't see
it was
that.
pretty incredible. The Penguins were probably loving it. But nonetheless, yeah. But yeah, you had, and so you couldn't even play on Saturday.
Well, we couldn't play on Saturday, but you know what, Cam? I need to give a shout out to a particular individual that saved our weekend, and it was luck of the draw. We met him walking his golden retriever, and he came over to talk to us. His name is Bob from the town of Stony Plain.
From the town of Stony Plain.
And Bob worked his tail off to get our diamonds ready to go on Sunday.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you,
Pumped
Bob.
the water out,
He sure
brought
did.
his skid steer over,
what a
fixed
guy.
it all up. Bob's the guy.
He's the guy.
Bob's your uncle, that's for sure. So that's pretty
town
cool.
of Stony Plain.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
Yeah. So hopefully now we're back into summer mode here in Alberta. I'm not sure.
It's going to be hot.
It's going to be hot. I'm not sure where you're listening because we have listeners literally all over the world. But hey, wherever you're listening from, I hope your summer's going well. We hope that this is the beginning of our new summer.
Well, we hope wherever you're listening from, you're mosquito-free as well.
I know. We have a lot of mosquitoes.
We sure do.
We have I read this. We have 10,000 times more mosquitoes this year than we did last year.
Can you believe it?
No, I can't. And who knows that? And how do you figure that out?
We're going to have a mosquito
expert.
expert.
The Edmonton mosquito guy.
Yes.
We got to get him.
We do.
He would be great because he figures this out. He knows.
I have a lot of questions.
I do too. I have a lot of questions and I have a lot of mosquito bites. So anyway, hey, this is great. It's exciting. We're always happy when it's sunny, and that's why we live in beautiful Alberta. But I'm really excited. Well, before we do that.
No, we can't.
That's right. I totally forgot. Sorry, I didn't forget.
Well, you know why?
I got so many things on my mind.
You're thinking food, and we're excited about the guest.
And we got to tell you about our sponsor
We
for
do.
Coffee in the Park with Jennifer and Cam, and that is Wing Snob. Wing Snob is our official sponsor. And hey, 16 flavors, 4 rubs. Fresh, never frozen.
Fresh, never frozen.
That's right. And they've got 10 locations, 8 here in Edmonton, 1 in Calgary, 1 in Grand Prairie. If you've never had a Wing Snob wing, you got to go check out the Wing Snob wings.
That's right.
They're pretty good.
They are good. If you have nothing to do for dinner.
Yeah, that's right. Head over to Wing Snob.
Head over to Wing Snob.
And thank you, Wing Snob, for being a sponsor of Coffee in the Park. We appreciate it. And now we get, I've been looking forward to this one for a long time. This is a good one because he doesn't probably know this because I don't think he was there. We went and had lunch one day at his...
And it was so good.
Oh, it was so good. So without further ado, let's introduce our guest and let's get going.
So our guest today, Cam, is Siebe Koopman, who is the owner of Dutch Delicious. So welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Dutch Delicious Bakery.
I know.
Amazing.
It's been a crazy ride.
Okay, before we get into the bakery part, which I want to hear about, we need to know...
We need to know your story.
Yeah.
So tell us, where did you grow up?
I actually grew up in the Netherlands, although having a Canadian passport. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Explain
this
I was going to say, there's people wondering, how does that work?
Anyone, just kidding.
Yeah.
My parents immigrated in 1981. In 1982, I was born. In 1983, my parents were homesick and moved back to the Netherlands.
Oh.
So, yeah, I'm born in Barrhead Hospital.
In Barrhead? Come on, Barrhead. Where all my relatives live. Yeah, really.
Well, we better stop talking right now. We might be related. That's funny.
Okay, you were born in Barrhead.
Yeah.
Did you go back to the Netherlands?
Yeah, so when I was 1 year old, my parents were homesick and they moved back to the Netherlands.
Oh.
And then living in the Netherlands, they kind of raised us as in, we should have stayed in Canada because Canada's beautiful. But then somebody wiser said, don't move back and forth because you'll never satisfy. There's always something wrong.
Right.
For example, mosquitoes are wrong in Alberta. Just kidding.
Do you have mosquitoes in the Netherlands?
Yeah, you do have
You do?
them.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But not like here.
Not like this.
No.
Okay. What did your parents do in the Netherlands? Like what was their...
My dad is a grandson, if I can call it, of a founder of a trucking company. They now have over 1,000 semis. It is nuts.
In Netherlands.
So research my
Really?
last name, Koopman, in the Netherlands, and you'll see a big transportation company.
Really?
Yeah.
That's your family?
That's family, yeah.
Okay.
1,000.
I know.
Wow.
That's a lot of trucks.
That's a lot of trucks.
Okay.
And then but my dad became a school teacher, and so
Okay.
he was a school teacher at the private school in Neerlandia, which is the Dutch town, right?
Yes, we know all about Neerlandia.
Okay.
Yes, yeah,
Yes,
we know all. Yeah, we know a lot about Neerlandia. It's where all the Dutch people are from.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Live. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big place. Well, not a big place, but a lot of Dutch people. Okay, so you're back in the Netherlands. How long did you stay there?
And so I was 1.5 when I arrived in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And then so since my parents raised us with that love for Canada, we should have stayed. They saved up money, and for the 25th wedding anniversary, they said, "Let's go just one more time, and that's it, and never again. We'll just enjoy it, and then we'll shut up about it."
Oh, okay.
And so you can imagine that holiday I came and I met this girl.
That's what happens on vacation.
Oh,
You got to be careful on vacation.
Those girls.
Okay,
And so,
those girls. Yeah.
and she is now my wife, and we live.
How old were you?
Cam, I must have been.
See, but
9
you're not that old,
No, I'm not.
so it's
I
like...
must have been 20.
Oh, okay.
I think I was
okay.
20.
So yeah.
Okay.
If you were like 9, I'd worry. But
Yeah.
okay, you're like 20, so that's
This
good.
is my question.
Yeah, exactly. It was like a childhood, really a childhood sweetheart. You came to Canada. You're 20 years old, and this was sort of your parents thought,
This is
last
it.
visit.
Yeah, just to see where I was born, because I've got 7 siblings. So they thought Siebe is the only one born in Canada. Let's go to where Siebe was born. And show you guys what we've always talked about.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of it. And so instead, I started dating Joni, my wife, and
Where did you meet her?
I was going to say where.
in Neerlandia. Actually, to be more specific,
She's Dutch too, then.
Yeah, her parents are Dutch. Yeah.
Okay, because I was going to say, no, I don't think there's only Dutch people live in Neerlandia.
That's right.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, you met her.
And then I moved back to the Netherlands. I had just finished the Baker's College, and I had just signed a contract for a year's work in the Netherlands. So we dated for a year separate, and since I had my Canadian passport, I said, let's pack up a suitcase and try it out. And so I came here and moved to Canada.
So did she stayed here and you were there for a
Correct.
whole year?
Yeah.
Long distance.
Yeah,
That's
and
really
so
long
I came.
distance.
That's a really long distance dating. Yeah.
She
Those
ca-
phone
she
bills
came-
must have been through the roof.
Actually, I
Yes.
like that shows you maybe how old I were. We wrote 2 letters a week, and I
A
still
week.
got them. We
Okay.
wrote 2
For
letters
all
a
the
week.
young people listening, there actually is people used to write letters.
But you know what? I love that he said we still have them.
Yeah, you still have the letters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 2 letters a week for a whole year.
Yeah, and
That's a
so
lot of
twice.
48. That's 100 and some, almost 100 and some letters.
right.
Back then, postage was reasonable.
Yeah, I was going to say that's right. It wasn't like $9
I
to
know.
send a letter. Okay. Did she ever come over there?
Yeah, she came
did?
over
Yeah?
twice, and I came over once
Oh,
during
okay.
that year. So we saw
Okay.
each other 3 times
yeah.
at a time, and then
Wow.
yeah,
So
crazy.
you said you went to Baker's College. What was the drive for that? Like growing up, did you just? It was something you wanted to do. Did you
Yeah,
have a
because
passion
so
for it?
my grandparents have and they had the trucking company. On my mom's side, my grandfather was a teacher. My dad became a teacher, and so there's no food history in my
Right.
family. But since an age of 5, I knew I wanted to work in the kitchen.
Really?
Like, actually,
Yeah.
And
Since
so-
age 5.
Yeah, and-
Because were you doing it with your mom?
Yeah,
or your
I was
grandma, or?
helping my mom, and
Yeah.
I definitely did not know that at the time. I'm a people's person. Like,
Right.
I need to have people around me, and
Right.
so somehow I knew that food brought people together. Like not about 12 years ago. So having the business for some years already.
Yeah.
We did the whole mission statement, and like they dug so deep that they're going like, hey, you like food and people, and it's like, yeah, that totally makes sense.
So did you think you wanted to be a chef or a baker or
chef first?
Okay.
And then so since I'm a Christian, I'm going like, well, then I got to work every Sunday because that's when people go out and stuff. And so now I became a baker, and I don't know if that's any better.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Anyway, I don't know if it was a good trade-off.
Okay, but you went to baker school in Netherlands.
Yeah, and that's actually quite cool because here Nate has a program. They just recently made it a 2-year program, but then recently also they quit the apprenticeship program.
Oh.
So somehow that led for people to theoretical and a little bit in the classroom. The 3rd year was a whole year of practicum because it like really think about it. If you go for 2 weeks to do an apprenticeship, you finally know where to hang your coat.
Exactly.
And so then the whole 4th year was running the bakery store that they had in the school. You had to write a business plan.
Really?
And I think there was something else. But anyway, so this was a 4-year college to
That is incredible.
Yeah, it was very cool.
I mean, that's like getting a degree, basically, right?
Yeah.
That's
well,
like
it is.
my master's.
Because here it's 2 years, which I'm not knocking here. I don't know much about it, but 4 years, that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Like you covered the whole deal.
That's right. And every bakery also knows this college. So when you are a baker and you apply somewhere, you just say the name of the town. I went here to school, and they say basically
automatic.
Come
you got a
in.
job. Wow.
Okay, before we go any further, I have one question. How are you a baker? And I've been to your bakery, so I see what you sell, which is amazing. And how are you so thin? This is what I want to know, because
This is true. I know.
Don't you think?
I agree.
Like, we've been there. We've
I
seen.
know.
If I was Siebe, I would be like 800 pounds,
Eating all
without a
of it.
doubt,
Yeah.
like no question.
My standard joke for these years has always been because I know the joke is like you can't trust a skinny baker. I'm really not that skinny. I usually hold my breath. When I'm
No.
I don't think
First of all, I never heard that joke before, but that is very true. Yeah. Secondly, no, you're quite fit. That's good.
I usually say we've been so blessed. Like I sell it all. The fat bakers don't sell it all.
Yeah,
they end up eating the leftovers.
I love that. That's really great. So, folks, if you go to a bakery store where there's still a lot on the shelves, chances are it might not be that good. All right. So you came back to Canada.
Yeah.
Now you're a baker. You're a full-fledged. Here's a question. Did it transfer over?
Yeah, that is a question.
No, not at all, which is actually hilarious. So I worked first in St. Albert in a bakery for 2 years, and then this bakery, Sherbrooke Bakery at the time, was like for 50 years or so, ran as a Dutch bakery. And so we bought the bakery, and then I got people from Nate coming like, hey, can you coach us? And there's like, oh, your papers don't transfer, so you can't actually teach us. And I'm going like, I'm fine without that. I don't need to prove anything. But it's funny because I had 4-year schooling. Like,
exactly.
Anyway.
Is that still the case today?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And
See?
which is
Dale Nally? Down MLA, no, red tape reduction. Because this is what they talk about all the time.
Exactly.
They talk about, here's a guy who's had 4 years of school in Dutchland.
Yes.
Yeah.
Comes to Canada. He's like,
he's like the expert
degree
baker.
in baking,
I
and
know.
his paper.
Yeah.
We're having Dale Nally. I know we don't do politicians, but
Hold his feet to the fire
nothing
down
else.
here.
I got to write Dale
I
Nally
know.
another letter.
Okay.
Because that's ridiculous. He's an expert on this.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah,
anyway,
yes.
so.
Yeah.
You worked in, but you said you came and you worked in St. Albert. What bakery did you work at?
Grandin Bakery. So
the
they're
Grandin
also
Bakery,
Dutch
yes.
folks, right? And so I got a job there. Worked there for 2
They're
years.
everywhere,
and
the
so,
Dutch.
yeah.
I'm telling you
I
right
know,
now, and
it
they
is
all own
so
bakeries.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's a small country.
Didn't
and
you want to
they're
go
all
out to
over.
Neerlandia? They probably have a lot of bakeries out there already.
No, actually, no.
Are there any
no,
bakeries
there
out
is,
there?
No, just recently we had a young couple working for us, and they bought Barrhead Bakery. So you should go check that out. It's on the up.
I'm
'Cause
telling
that place,
Peter and Carolyn.
That
They've probably
place
been
was,
there. Yeah.
was running down, and so now it's on the up. So it's super exciting. Yeah.
All right. So you came. You worked in a bakery for a little bit.
Yeah.
Was it a big shift? Netherlands, Canada. Was that huge?
Crazy. Yeah. There is so many.
What was the hardest part of all that?
Probably just like in Holland, they're very strict about in the production area you can't store anything.
Right.
But at the beginning of Dutch Delicious too, you have high shelving and you store everything as wherever you find space because it's all rent money, right? And so like just having that difference, they are very particular in Holland. Bakers wear very small white and blue checkered pants. And so you just
Really?
you walk in a bakery, and here even at my bakery, some people wear completely their own clothing. We do have our own shirts.
Yeah.
And so one day I want to get to more the point where we look more professional.
I
And so,
like that.
I
Do you like that? I like that.
do like that.
I think
I had
that
no idea.
I didn't either. I like the checkered pants
Me too.
idea.
Yeah, and
I think that's really cool.
and it's just so professional
Yes.
and set apart, and you gotta watch that line of red tape, right? 'Cause
Right,
otherwise,
right. Yeah,
otherwise you
yeah,
get there
red,
too.
yeah,
But yeah, there is a certain pride about it. What I also found is like there's way more male bakers in the Netherlands. Like it's an official recognized trade, and if you go to Nate here, there's a lot of. I gotta say this well, but there's a lot of girls who would say like, "Oh, I think I kind of like baking. I wouldn't mind knowing some more, but not having no intention of going into the trade."
Into
And in
the
Holland,
trade
it's going
itself.
like no, like it was
everybody,
95% guys in my
Really?
class because that was the trade for the.
Yeah, I'm going to just say full transparency. I could never be a baker because you start work really early.
So
Yeah.
early.
Like-
3 in the morning. kind
3 in
of
the
thing,
morning?
Is it?
Nah,
2 in the morning?
nah, 1. Our
What?
team starts at 1. Yeah.
You start work at 1 in the morning.
Well, again, it's been so crazy.
Yeah.
And such a blessing. Like in 20 years now, the last year and a half, I have barely baked.
Right.
Because we have a team. So
Right,
I start at 6 a.m.
Okay.
I do office hours now.
So-
but yeah, our bakers were started at 1
so
a.m.
1 a.m. to what? 8?
till 9.
Till 9.
Till like
Till 9.
8 hour
That's-
shift.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
See,
it's
that's why I
crazy.
could never be a baker.
know.
it's-
Like you got to get up early.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I always say and I love this from Mike Rowe, right? Like dirty jobs.
Yeah.
And they always talked about like there's one thing you hate, and like how people say like find the job you love and you never work a day in your life. It's actually BS because there is something you don't like, and
love
you just,
your honesty. That's
and you
the
just
best.
gotta like suck it up and,
Yeah,
and do it.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Because
saying that.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I appreciate that.
Because you're right. I'm sure there are mornings they just don't
No.
want to be, and you
Oh.
didn't want to be there.
No, for sure.
You
And,
hated
like,
it.
My oldest, like we have 8 children at home. And
Sorry, how many?
Yeah, sit down. 8.
Did you hear that? He's got
he's got 8.
eight. They're all your own?
They're all my own, and all one wife.
Oh, my God.
And one wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the age range?
So
What's
our oldest is 20, and
Yeah.
our youngest is 2. So yeah, there were some family dinners I missed because I had to go to bed. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
It's all good. Yeah, you
I
did. We
didn't
missed
know
that in our
No,
personal
I know. I
introduction.
did. I don't know how I missed that. I thought Margot would tell me that, but Margot
Margot
didn't.
Yeah.
She did tell me one day because you live close to
by.
Margot's
Yeah.
place,
Across the street.
and she was telling me about how she sees you out playing with your
Yeah.
children. I just didn't realize it was 8 children, but that's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, the oldest is 20. Okay, but are they is boy or girl? The 20-year-old boy baking.
He actually was baking for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
Just a month ago, he went into the army, and he's rocking it. So it's like
Really?
super proud dad moments to or a parent
Yeah.
moment, I should say. That
Is
our
he a
oldest
chef
is
Is
in
he
the
a
army?
chef in the army?
I actually joke with him. I'm like, one day you're gonna walk through the kitchen and tell the
Yeah,
chef,
yeah.
"Get out of the way. It's not how you
that's
do
right.
it. Let me
That's
show
right.
you."
And then they're gonna want him because he does so
Yeah,
good because he
I
learned from his
know.
dad, and they're gonna want anyway. Okay,
I so want to get in there
Yeah.
and tell him anyway. but
yeah. Well, and good for him.
Good for him.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's-
Kudos to him and to you
Yeah.
and your wife. That
Yeah.
that you obviously you've done
Yeah.
something right there,
Yeah.
so that's really great. Okay, so you're sorry, that just
going
threw me
all
off.
over- it's
The
going
8
all
kids
over
are
the
like,
place.
just like, oh man, okay. He's got like his own, almost your own baseball team.
Well,
One more and you got your own baseball
right.
team.
This is
Dutch
true.
peoples can be quite straightforward, so I hear a lot of comment about my 8 kids, but I heard one line from someone that I like to use, like, I know what causes this, but I'm just unwilling to give it up. Sorry, have we covered everything now in this podcast?
No, that's good. We know some that
Okay.
you know. We
Yeah.
know some Dutch
Yes,
people.
true.
I gotta ask them about that.
You do.
They have a lot of kids too. Anyway,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That one just
He'll
caught
take
me.
over from Cam now because
Yeah,
he's like,
please.
he's a
That
little
one
like-
caught me off guard. I didn't know that. First of all, you don't even look old enough. Like, you must have started having
No,
19.
yeah.
14. Well, let's not get carried away. Then we will start getting complaints.
I know.
But anyways, yeah, okay.
So at what point did you decide, I've been a baker, I've worked for somebody else, it's time for me to start opening my own?
Yeah, and maybe that's from the earlier question. What was a big takeaway? Like it is amazing what it does to a person to get out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
And for me, that was moving across the country, or across the world.
Yeah,
I should
across
say.
the world, yeah.
Like coming from Holland, and again, you can be so stuck in your mind. So I know I'm going to do a step back. My grandfather had the trucking business, and he was super generous and did well for himself. So I have 7 aunts and uncles. He bought houses for all of them. So my parents never had a mortgage. So I've been raised in a crazy loving family, but my parents were always tight, but my grandparents were well off.
Right.
And so you grow up with this mindset, well, grandpa's well off, but I am not because my parents are always tight.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how you grow up. And then I moved across the country and I see my father-in-law, how he came with nothing and built this crazy farm up in Neerlandia.
Right.
And then you go like, wait a second, I don't have to be because of someone else. I can be who really I choose to be. And obviously that means hard work. Obviously that means blessing, all of that, right? But all of a sudden it's like, wait a second.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to go back to your question. Coming back here to Canada and then seeing, working in a different bakery and then knowing my history of what I've learned in the Netherlands, going like, you know what? I bet you I can set a Dutch culture here and do things the way I think it's going to work. And then just being raised in that loving family and having that love for people, going like, I bet you I can make this work.
That heritage is so important. Family heritage is so important. I talk a lot about this because I believe it. Family heritage is key, and it's evident that, yes, all the things you just said were because of an amazing family that loved you and cared about you, but set a huge example for you.
Yeah, but at the same time, I could be stuck in that because because I needed to have my grandparents' example of running such a crazy big business. But having the love from my parents, but almost like no business sense, no harm intended. You know what I mean?
But for sure.
So using it as a foundation, but not being limited by it. Anyway, that makes.
So the bakery you were working in St. Albert, you bought that bakery.
No. I was working there, was straight coming out of the Netherlands, and then I looked at what is now Dutch Delicious. It used to be Sherbrooke Bakery, and that was a well-running bakery for decades. And then the owners before me bought it and ran it completely in the ground. They bought it, I assumed, with the attitude, let's just milk it because it's so well run. And they had
Dutch?
no business sense. No.
See, there's the problem right there.
There were some German Mennonite descent and thought they could have some
Where
coverage.
was that bake? Where was it?
Where it is now.
Exactly
where it
the
is
same
now.
location. Oh yeah, it's all in the same location.
I don't remember. I used to go there where that location. I used to go there for fish and chips.
Yeah.
There used to be a Captain Scott's
absolutely.
fish and chips.
Absolutely.
And my mom took me there all the time, but I don't remember the bakery. But
So the bakery actually used to be where the liquor store was. And then about 20 years before we bought it, it moved to its current location.
All right, so you bought Sherbrooke Bakery.
Correct.
And that was the beginning. This is the beginning.
That's the beginning.
Did you change the name right away to Dutch
right
Delicious?
Away. Yeah, for one of them is because I'm stubborn and Dutch, and I just wanted something my own. This second,
I'm glad when they say that because when you and I say that to Dutch people, they get all mad at us. Right? Isn't that the truth? We know that.
It's embarrassing.
Well, we're just saying, I'm glad you can say it because, when we point it out, we're not good people. But anyways.
And then the second was just realizing how well it had been and how bad it was now. Like the shelves were they were running a full showcase with pastries in it, but only 2 trays in it because they had it was run down so bad. I also wanted to. Somehow in me, I wanted to go people, you need to know this has changed. It's still Sherbrooke Bakery. It's still kind of the same, but it's different. So I thought a name change would do that.
Dutch Delicious.
Yeah, so that's actually one of my questions. How did you build that clientele back up? Because I'm sure that Sherwood Bakery had long-standing customers. That maybe, did they stop going when it started to get run down?
I love that question and kind of honors the couple that has since passed away that built Sherbrooke Bakery because most of my success is based on their shoulders.
Right.
They have built such a clientele. So at the time there was a little Dutch radio station on CCFR or so. What is it? The Canadian World FM or so.
Oh, okay.
Isn't there still
not.
Anyway,
you don't listen to that?
No, I don't have a habit of listening to the Dutch station.
No,
if you know what I mean.
Since the Dutch station has, of course, the most immigrants have like the biggest immigration flow is, I think what I want to say, has stopped. So that Dutch radio station also petered out.
Right. Yeah.
So, but at the time, it was well listened to, and I used that a little bit so I could reach all the Dutch community.
Okay,
That's smart.
And then it was just like putting down a good product and putting a smile behind the counter, because that was also missing. And so, and I'm going like, I went like, I'm like it's changed, it's new, it's different now. And so I advertised for almost a decade on Shine FM. We did some journal advertisement, and I was just like, guys, we're new, guys, check it out. And then it just, I guess, like word of mouth. It was like, hey, have you seen this? It's changed. It's like, Was it
a lot of the Dutch people coming, or just all ethnicities were coming?
Which is actually such a cool question, because in the beginning, we call... In Dutch, we call old grandmas cauliflowers, because they look like the white. So we all had.
It was my mom. That totally.
We had all cauliflowers coming in, Dutch cauliflowers. And so, but now, and so at the time, it was probably like 85 to 90% Dutch people.
Right.
And now it might have reversed all the way, because we get so many people that want just like a different style product than what they're used to.
Yes.
Or they want fresh product.
Okay. So I'd like. So I grew up in Edmonton. And I'm from a German family. Okay. And I remember when I was a little boy, my mom or my grandma and grandpa lived by White Avenue.
Yeah.
And every Saturday I'd go over to my grandma and grandpa's, and we would next to K&K.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So we'd go to K&K because my grandpa had to get garlic sausage.
Yeah.
But right next to K&K was a little German bakery.
Yeah.
And he would buy his bread and pastries and things. Yeah. And I loved it.
Yeah.
But everybody did that in those days.
Yeah.
You didn't go to, even though I think there was Safeway and places like that.
You didn't go to the big grocery
stores.
No,
you didn't go to the big. You went to the.
Yeah.
That's what you did. How has that changed? Like, has that changed, or is it coming? Did people stop going to little bakeries or independent bakeries? Start going to grocery stores? Are they coming back? How does that change?
I think it's changing.
Yeah.
It's what's the word? I think it's changing back again.
Right.
So, but everything started, and I think America is known for it. Like in Holland, we drive that you have in Holland, we laugh that in the States and in North America, you have drive-through everything.
Yes.
Drive-through banks. Like what?
Yes. Yeah.
And so no wonder most North Americans are overweight, because like you have everything drive-through. And so everything comes from the fact that everything is for ease. People rather have ease than have quality.
Yeah, I agree with you. In Asia and a lot of Europe, you don't go to the big box store.
No. You go to the market.
You go to the market.
Right?
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly.
You get your
because
meats,
it's so
your
fresh,
cold cuts, your meats.
Your fruits,
your veggies, and the bakery.
Yeah.
Here we go to the big box and buy everything all at once.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
No.
Personally.
No. So even Costco, right? Like it's doing so well, but it's like basically a one-stop shop. You can get electrical wires there. Anyway, everything.
Bagels to electrical wires at Costco. Yeah. And everyone knows Costco is one of my favorite stores.
I was going to say, people have heard Cam talk about Costco.
I like Costco a lot,
But there's just something to going to an independent.
Right. Okay. So you bought your bakery. You changed the name to Dutch Delicious, and just knowing you a little bit that I do, just a little, you have big dreams and you have big ideas and big thoughts, which I think is great. So you bought it. You started. Tell us about the progression of that.
Yeah. So in the beginning, it was very much like I knew. And there was this crazy book called The Immigrant Edge from I think Ukrainian guy who came in the 80s to America, and he was like, I have to make at least enough money to buy my airplane ticket back to the Netherlands if it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of like unknowingly, that was my attitude. Like, this has got to work.
Yeah.
So it was open from Tuesday to Saturday. I said, we're going to be open from Monday to Saturday because I need everything I can get.
Right.
And I just worked basically day and night. In the beginning, I worked probably between 60 and 120 hours a week just because it needed to go.
Yeah.
Anyway, and so then, but because of that, again, that attitude of like, hey, things are possible coming from the Netherlands, and like, wait a second, like everything is possible. I just kind of kept going. So the last 2.5 years before we started recording, we talked about the renovation. Like we did this renovation of over $500,000 that we cash flowed, which is nuts.
Yeah.
And now I'm just going to go like, well, if all of this is possible, which I never thought was possible, I'm going to keep dreaming. So my next big long-term goal is having a Dutch village. So you mentioned Dutch land already, but I'm going to build a Dutch village. Yeah.
No, where are you going to do? That's incredible.
Yeah, and so since 5 years ago we moved out, like we basically live on the next road, right? Like Adam Road, that's where we live.
Yes.
I know. Actually, this sounds creepy, but I know where you live.
Yeah.
Just because of the road and because we're Margot and Lynn.
Yeah,
Live right across the street. We're almost right across
yeah.
the street from you. Yeah.
But
Or
yeah,
the road from you.
and Edmonton has gone way too big, and it's just some of the politics is nuts, and so Spruce Grove, it feels so down to earth,
Right.
And so some crazy people of good crazy
Yeah.
have got me in front of the mayor already.
Okay.
And so I'm starting to.
Where are you
drop
gonna?
a plan.
Do you know where you're gonna build
Spruce
it?
Grove
Okay.
area. So
Yeah.
no, it's too far out that I don't know where.
Right.
But yeah, I like.
This is
there
exciting.
There
Well,
is
this
like
might
Little
keep me in
Italy.
Spruce Grove.
This might keep you. Jennifer lives in Spruce Grove. Yeah. So yeah. But this might
There
make
is-
me move to Spruce Grove if you're doing.
There is Little Italy in Edmonton. There's
Yes.
Chinatown.
Yes.
So
Yes.
why
Yeah.
cannot?
Chinatown, Little Italy.
So why not have a Dutch village? So
There, have you ever
I
been
love
on
it.
107th Ave, right by the graveyard? Actually, there's
Yes.
that. Yeah, they built that.
Exactly.
That is.
Some
I don't know. Is that?
similar.
I don't know if
What is
that's Dutch or what that
no,
is.
it's not.
No.
It's
It's
called
just kinda-
Manhattan Square.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
That
But it's
reminds
kind
me of
of
a
got
little European.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And that is part of the inspiration as well. That I think like I can do this.
Got mosquitoes in
Mosquitoes
there.
in here.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Okay. Yeah.
But
of
yeah,
the
we
10,000,
we
yeah.
will. So we've grown our bistro, our restaurant section
Yes.
over the last couple of years.
So let's just talk about that for a sec. So we've been there.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. We looked for you. You weren't there, but now I know why.
Text me.
We wanted to just check it out.
We
and
had to wander around.
Yeah, we wandered around.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So it's become more than just a bakery.
Yes.
It's a nice little bistro.
Absolutely.
With amazing food. We had.
Yeah.
What did you have?
The soup of the
I
day.
had fries.
I had one of the sandwiches.
You
which
had a
was really good.
sandwich,
But
yeah.
what did we have for dessert?
Oh, those
With the
cinnamon knots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, to die for. Not even kidding. I could have eaten about 20 of those.
Yeah.
Like, anyway. And I had the famous Dutch fries.
Okay. Yeah.
Those were good.
Those were really good.
Cool.
Those were amazing, yeah. So you've got the bistro there now. You've got the bakery.
But
and
it's
then,
like a store.
Then you
Like,
got
you
a
can buy
store.
it.
Yeah.
Other
The
things.
imports. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
all
so-
Dutch stuff.
Yeah.
Dutch licorice, Dutch candy,
Yeah,
wooden
Dutch
shoes,
Cheeses from
Goudas.
Holland.
Yeah. The wheels.
Yeah.
You got
Wheel
the
of
actual
Gouda.
wheel. The wheel of Gouda, yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, so the village, I want to get a butcher on board as well and get our own butcher. And I'm thinking hospitality services as well. Like, what if you just take your bike and bike to your room? Like, wouldn't that be awesome?
Yes.
So, and then since my family's so into farming, I'm thinking, like, what can we do with just wholesome foods?
Yeah.
Instead of going, like, all on convenience, like we talked about
Right,
seconds ago,
right, yeah.
like, have some where we can grow our own wheat and
Right.
mill that
Yes.
into our own
Like
grains.
farm
Flour.
to table,
Yes.
farm to table type of
Exactly,
thing.
yeah. And then be a place where people actually drive to and spend a few hours instead of in and out.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of my
The other
long-term
thing I
vision.
noticed about your bakery and the bistro area was most of the tables are family style tables.
Yes.
Like, so
You're right, yeah.
You either bring, you can bring your whole family and sit
Yeah.
at a big table.
Or you just sit with a bunch of
Or you
strangers.
just sit with a bunch of strangers.
Absolutely.
And we got talking to a guy.
We did.
I was asking him about his fries.
Okay.
And we were having a good little conversation about his fries. He even offered me one, I think. And yeah. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, yeah, we use the term breaking bread together.
Yes.
We use the term shared food is better, but this whole and we without saying the word, in 2020 we noticed it, right? We were all told to
Yes.
shut up and be on your own.
Yeah, yeah.
And like we're not built for that. We're
No.
built to do things together.
Right.
And so to have a long table and just meet with a stranger, like in Holland they actually have now the slow lane. You know how everywhere you have the self-checkout and the fast lane?
Right.
In Holland, you have special cashiers that are talkative people, like
Really?
the three of us probably.
Really?
But they sit at a cash register, and you can stand there and talk about the weather, and you just actually have a slow lane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, it's hilarious.
But you know what?
And I
But
don't know if I
but
could
think
do
about
that.
this. You couldn't go in that lane, but there are a lot of
No, I
people in the
couldn't.
world that are lonely.
Yeah, that are lonely.
Absolutely.
That are missing that connection, and maybe they live on their own. And a lot
No,
of seniors,
you're very right. I was in the bank. I had to go to an actual bank the other day and stand in the line.
Yeah.
And there was a line, and there were three tellers. And the one teller, the guy, you could hear them because you could hear the whole conversation. They were talking
I
about
know.
the weather and this and that. And I'm like, come on, people. And then he took quite a while. And then I realized maybe that guy just needed somebody
and that's
to talk
it,
to.
right?
That would have been a good, like, That would have been a good place for
You
the
could
slow
have had. You
line.
could have had the little sign. This is the
Right,
slow
because
tower.
then I would have understood,
You
but
would
I was having a little, I was getting a little antsy. But nonetheless, I think you're right. People need to, they just want to
absolutely.
talk. Yeah.
And there's definitely times where I also need to get stuff done and just get me out of there.
for sure.
But yeah, just that human connection. We're just built for that. And really, I'm going through a book called Crucial Conversations.
Yes.
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 At work, I need to have difficult conversations.
Yes.
But if I never talk to the guy, that conversation is actually going to be dangerous.
Right.
Yes.
But if I have a good connection
Yeah.
with the person, that conversation is going to
Communication
be well.
is the key
It
to
is.
success.
Yeah.
It really is. Okay, so we've been to your bakery. We've seen everything you have in your case there, which is amazing. How much is most of that Dutch?
Yeah,
Dutch-
95% is actually ordered straight from Holland. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the food you have is a lot of Dutch food.
Yeah.
The baking is a lot of Dutch baking.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we've definitely had team members that are not Dutch and said, "Hey, can we make XYZ product?"
Yeah.
And I'm going like, "Well, I want to stick to like
Stick to the brand.
I know we're in Canada, so not it can be all the way Holland, all the way Dutch.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I want to be different than the next bakery.
Yes,
there
you have
are-
to set yourself apart.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And that's what I loved about your bakery was I can go to any old bakery and get this and that. We come to yours and look at that. I honestly could have spent the whole day there just eating.
Yeah.
Like there was so much in there.
But you know what? That brings up another question for me in regards to staffing.
Yes.
You know, you try to keep that traditional.
Yeah.
How has it been getting staff?
Yeah.
And keeping staff?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've gotten some coaching from Entre Leadership, and so we've definitely, because in the beginning I would do a 20-minute conversation, or probably not even, and go like yes or no.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I hired. And
Right.
now we have like between 6 or 10 steps, and we do a personality test because we just
okay.
feel. If this is like we almost treat it like a marriage. Like
Yeah.
if you
Yes,
meet someone,
right.
Yes.
you don't say like let's get married on the first date because that's creepy.
Right,
Like I
yeah.
need to get to know you, and I often tell my interviewees it's a two-way street. You
Sure.
also should check us out. Like you should just not be on your knees.
Begging
and
for-
begging for a
yes.
job. This
Yeah.
should work as well
Right.
because then we're both adding value, and then
Yeah.
we're in the best situation. So yeah, we take enough time, and sometimes after a year, it's been like, hey, you know what? It feels like Dutch Delicious is in the way for how you want to live your life.
Yes.
That's not wrong.
No.
But that just means it does not work for
I
us
love it.
anymore.
Yeah.
And so
I love
we
it.
never use the term fired. We use the term setting free.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
yeah.
if someone is not supposed to be there and we hold them quote unquote captive at the
Yep.
bakery, it's ridiculous. It
My
doesn't work.
I love that because I did HR for a while, and
Yeah.
my line was, we want to let you go to let you fulfill God's perfect purpose in your life.
Yeah.
because there's something else. So
Exactly.
why try and keep them when there's something else?
Well, and it's funny as a small business owner because I'm in here for my life, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, that's
well,
right.
So when
Right.
someone left, I'm going like, huh?
Wow,
Why?
that's good.
That is good.
I like that.
I know.
How many full-time actual certified bakers do you have?
None.
None. Okay. Well, you're looking at me like we let a company secret out that we
A
should
little bit, but my biggest thing is like we've had interviews with qualified, beautiful, like or what's the word, like qualified professional bakers
yeah.
who really know their stuff. But if they're a pain to work with, I
Yeah.
don't want them.
No. they're
So
just
now
not
I got a
fit.
young team who is passionate, who is on fire for the mission.
Yeah.
And I can teach them anything because they're so teachable.
I love
and,
See,
and I can
I
teach
think that's
that.
great.
No, I
The
agree with that.
You can teach.
I like that.
Yeah, and you hire for the personality.
Yes,
Yes.
that's right.
Yes.
And you can
Huge.
teach.
Yes.
And it's evident that
Yes.
you can teach.
We we had one fun young fellow from the Netherlands because he had all the training.
Yeah.
But it just clashed in the end because he wanted everything to be like the Netherlands.
Right.
And we're in Canada, so it
Yeah.
wasn't. So then it didn't work anymore. And he knew a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And so it just clashed in the end. So
Well, yeah, and if it doesn't work, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you got amazing dreams.
Yeah.
I love this Dutch Village thing. I think that's phenomenal. You have an amazing bakery, bistro, store. Incredible. I think it's absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Like you do, and we've tested a little bit of your food, and it's been wonderful. I think I've been at a couple of events that you've
We have,
provided
yes.
the
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
the
Yeah.
pastries, and so
Yeah.
I've been able to do a little more sampling, which I
Taste
think
testing.
was real. Yeah, taste testing, which is really great. And folks, listen. I know we all we're in a rush and we get stuck to going to the Safeways or the Save-Ons, and that's fine. That's all good. But I agree. Listen, you got to check something. You got to check Dutch Delicious out.
Yes.
Dutch
Yeah.
Delicious.
I know.
Yeah.
I could
So
say that word.
you-
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
You got to.
Exactly. So tell us the exact address.
Yeah. Where
Yeah,
are
it's-
you located?
It's funny because there's also Dutch's Bake Shop, right?
Yes,
and
there
Right.
is.
And that is not Dutch as in from the Netherlands, but
Right.
that's like King and Queen,
That's
Dutch,
right.
Duke and
Yes.
Duchess,
They're
right?
on
So-
124th.
Correct, yeah.
Yes.
So we
Yeah.
are on the traffic circle on St. Albert's Trail and 118th Avenue.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. And so we are on the northwest side of the
Right.
circle.
So if you get stuck, just go around the
keep
traffic.
going around the
Keep
traffic
going until you
circle.
can figure out how to get out.
Open your window
Yeah,
and follow
that's-
your nose.
Open, follow your nose. You've done some. You've got a big social media presence going on.
Yeah, I
you've
got some-
engaged in that, which
Yeah.
I think is really cool.
It is key. It
Your sausage roll day
you
in
see
Edmonton.
that?
Yeah, I saw that. Where you were out handing out sausage roll. Was that in front of the store?
right in front of the bakery. 'Cause
Like
every
that-
morning there's a rush hour and those people just sit there sleeping in the car and I'm like, wake up, see?
I
Look
love
at this bakery.
No, I love
Come
it.
over here.
I love the reaction of the people when you gave them a sausage
Oh,
roll.
yeah.
They're like, "What is
Right,
going
right.
on? Like, this is great.
Yeah.
That's better than a drive-through.
I
That's
know.
pretty cool."
Yeah.
It's amazing. You got to check it out, folks.
Yeah. Oh, and
Where can they find you online?
Social media.
Social media.
Yeah,
They
social
can-
media, it is under Dutch Delicious.
Okay.
Our website is DutchDeliciousBakery.com.
Okay.
And then, the Spruce Grove Markets has been nuts. So
Yeah.
we
You're
had
out there.
one. I'm not sure how soon this comes out, but we got 3 more markets coming up.
So one's coming up this weekend,
this Saturday,
right? So
this
this
weekend.
will
In
bri-
Spruce Grove?
In Spruce Grove.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And then it's every second week. So then there's August 1 and August 15, I believe, are the other ones.
okay.
So, and
Okay.
they've been fun as well. So
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're in the Tri-Region
Yeah.
area,
Check it out.
Yeah.
come on down
It's
to the
worth
market
it, folks.
and check it
I'm
out.
telling you.
Yeah.
Drive a little extra. It's worth it.
I know.
It's worth it.
And anything done well in life
Yeah,
is worth
it's worth it.
So,
And it's the taste is magnificent.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's just
night and day.
magnificent.
Yeah.
It's just so good. Total transparency. I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah, I didn't bring a box.
Yeah.
I know.
I know. I know. So I didn't want to.
Listen,
I didn't
most
want.
of
I
our
didn't want to
guests
bring it
will
up. But
bring-
see, but I know you a little bit,
I-
and I didn't want to. But so I'm just.
I'll be back. I'll be
I'll be back. That's what they all say. I'll be back, and then
And they don't
then they don't
No.
show.
Kidding.
No, we'll have to go over there.
We'll go
we'll,
back.
we'll
We'll
text
come
you and
back.
say we're
Yeah.
coming over.
All
So
good,
yeah.
all good.
Anyway,
Okay,
this
well,
is great.
This has been amazing. But we have one final question
Yeah.
that we ask all
Every
of our
guest.
guests.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun.
What is the best piece of advice that you have been given, either personally or professionally, that you still carry with you to this day?
Oh, love it. That's a fun question. I actually just during the renovation I actually got an office after 18 years.
Yeah.
So, but I got one wall full of quotes because quotes can mean so
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
I think one of the fun quotes on that wall is catch someone doing something right. And that's just a fun quote because in leadership or even even at home,
Yeah.
my young boys want to hear me say that I believe in them. My girls want to be seen by me.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to say, like when they carry a hot cup of tea, like don't drop it. But automatically I'm having them focus on dropping it.
Yeah.
Right.
And so to actually take the time and to catch someone doing something right, and that could even be me at the tail, recognizing a lady's scarf that she's wearing
Yeah.
and going like I truly enjoy that you wear that scarf or whatever. And, and it sounds silly, but it could be so small. And just having that encouragement for people, I think, is so needed in this world where we focus on what's wrong or what could go better. And so
I agree.
Catch someone doing something right.
Great
I
advice.
like that.
Isn't that great?
Because I think you're right. I think sometimes we want to catch people doing wrong.
Yeah, and
Or
some of
doing
that
not
comes
as
out of
good
we want to
or-
improve everything,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
But let's
catch them doing right and say it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
verbalize it. I like
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
I believe in that.
Yeah.
Tell people,
Yeah.
and I mean it, and tell them that,
Yeah.
And I know from you and I have met in the past and done some things in the past. You're a man of faith,
Yeah.
and I like that.
Yeah.
That's a big part of your life and who you are.
Yeah, it's huge.
Obviously, you're a family man with 8 kids running around. Oh my goodness! Like that's still, I didn't know that. That's like bigger than the Walton family. That's huge. How many of them are going to go into baking? Do you think?
Well, It's
one's in the army. So.
Yeah, the second and the third are also working at the bakery.
Okay.
Like we homeschool, so there's maybe a little bit more freedom.
Yeah.
One of the younger ones, he's only 10, so he says he wants to buy the bakery, but then the 15-year-old felt left out, so he says, "How about you buy it from me?" So,
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
They're like already scheming.
Yeah, little entrepreneurs.
Little entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
That's right. I'll
family
buy it from you.
entrepreneurs,
You'll
yeah.
buy it from
That's
me.
right.
Yeah. I love that. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Somehow I feel you'll be around for
Yeah.
quite a while, though. So they're going to be waiting a while.
But truly, listen, everybody, if you have
Yeah.
not been to
You gotta
Dutch
go.
Delicious, you have to go.
It's worth the trip, no matter where you live. If you're in the city of Edmonton, you got to go. If you're in the city of St. Albert, it's right there. Spruce Grove, check out the markets, because I know once you check out the markets,
You'll go.
You'll go to the store, you know, when
Yeah.
they're not at the market, and just enjoy it. And you know what? Here's what I thought when we went: take your time.
Yes.
Like, just go and enjoy. We
Right.
looked around. There's one other thing you do. We were going to bring it up that we really love that you're doing are these baking,
baking
classes.
classes.
Yes. Yeah, because part most of that is because I am because I'm a people's person, but there is such a and I think every trade has that. There is such a I don't even know how to describe it, but there's such a vibe around your competitor. Like some people, when they go to another bakery or they go to another Dutch store,
Right.
like Ben's Meat you had on.
Yes.
So when people shop at Ben's Meat, they tell me, "I've been to your competitor." Like, why do they use that word?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
competitor,
Like, because
right?
they automatically set me and Dave up because we're fighting.
Yeah. No,
we're not.
No.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
So then these baking classes is so cool because I get to teach customers what I know about
Yes.
baking, and some people going like, "Well, you're gonna run out of business if you give out all your recipes away." I'm like, that's like such a scarcity mindset. Like,
Yeah.
so if I can, like, I see other Dutch store, other bakeries, they're in the bakery business, so they're actually supporting Dutch Delicious.
Right.
So if I talk more about baking, I'm bringing more attention to the bakery business, so it's going to help me.
think
So
that's
if I
great.
can,
Yeah, I think that's great. We saw that
such a
and we
passion,
started
yeah.
scheming about how we could maybe offer a couple for some listeners or something,
let's
or
do
we
that.
could come and do it.
I'm down for it.
yeah,
How
and-
about you give a
and,
baking class away?
Yeah,
and
that'd be
as a- as a-
fantastic.
as a
Yeah,
donation.
we'd love to do that because I just
work out
thought
the
that was
details.
so cool
I
that
know.
you were doing that.
Yeah.
And yeah, folks, Ben's Meats and Dutch Delicious, Siebe, they're not enemies. They're not. They're both Dutch, so they're stubborn. We know that now because they admitted. He
might be
admitted
true.
that
Dave
this
admitted
morning.
that
Dave
as well.
admitted that too.
Yeah.
If you listen to the podcast, so yeah. But you know what? I think there's enough room in the city.
There is huge. There used to be
course there
3
is.
Dutch stores.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There used to be. Anyway.
And if you're listening from Neerlandia, get in here. You probably already have a lot of people coming
Listen,
from
next
there.
time you go to Barrhead, you're
Yeah,
gonna have
go
to
to
check out. You're
Barrhead.
gonna have to check out the
Yeah.
bakery.
Yeah, Dieter and Carolyn, my cousins in Barrhead.
Okay, yeah.
They probably go there, but if
Yeah.
they don't, Dieter, Carolyn, I know you're listening. Go to the bakery
And give us a review.
Yeah, you're a good baker, Carolyn. I know you are, but just go
Yeah.
there too,
Yeah.
and give us a review. And so I think it's fabulous. You're a good man. You're a really good man. When you talked earlier about how your grandparents took care of your family and instilled that in you, I know enough about you to know that you do that.
Cool.
And we don't have to get into all that, but I know enough to know that you do.
Yeah.
And I think that's fabulous. And I think it's fabulous in a world where everything has gone to big box or quick fix or all that kind of stuff. There are places like Dutch Delicious that are amazing places where it's the real deal.
Slow down. Yeah.
Slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go to Dutch Delicious, don't go with the expectation of just going in and buying something and getting out.
We tell our
Spend
team
time.
that we have to remind our team we're not a fast food place.
Yes.
We're here
Right.
for people
No.
to connect and to just
You're
eat
a
food,
slow
so,
food.
yeah.
That doesn't mean you get your food
No,
slow.
no.
No, but
They don't.
We just want.
I'm
to do
not
it
saying
right.
that.
Yeah.
Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. You're not sitting there for an hour waiting
Yeah.
for anything, but you can slow down.
Exactly. Yeah.
The customer gets
That's
to slow
right.
down.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Thanks.
Absolutely. This has been great.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
I know,
And,
I'm
and again, once again, there was no
I
box
did not
brought or
bring a
anything
box.
like that. But we're not that we're making a deal about that or anything. It's just like anyhow, thank you everybody for listening. This has been great. Thank you, Wing Snob, for being one of our sponsors. We really appreciate that. Pick up some Wing Snob tonight for dinner or stop by for lunch. They're amazing people.
Or check them out at www.wingsnob.ca.
That's right. And make sure you tell everybody about the podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your coworkers, tell your enemies. And if you don't have any friends, make one.
And go to Dutch Delicious.
Go to Dutch. Say, let's go to Dutch after you've listened to the podcast. Or go to Dutch Delicious and then listen to the podcast. Yeah. But you're probably going to listen to the podcast and then go to Dutch Delicious. And yeah, that's how you'll make a friend, because you can sit at the long table. Bring a few people. Then you'll have a whole bunch of friends. And you will not be disappointed. I guarantee it. Hey, check us out wherever you get your podcasts or at
www.coffeeinthepark.com.
That's right. Thanks everybody for listening, and we will see you